Today we are going to see about principle and application of flotation. According to this principle of flotation, if any substances sink in the water, means density of that substance is greater than the density of liquid. That's why it is sink. Like that, if any substances float on the water surface, means the density of that solid is less than the density of liquid. This is about principle of flotation. In this case, instead of density, you can use the relative density to derive the principle of flotation. Next, we go for application of flotation. First, iceberg. We know that iceberg is easily continuously floating in a water. How it is float? The ice density is 0.9 gram per centimeter cube and water density is 1 gram per centimeter cube. So these are almost equal to each other. Okay, that's why it is completely immersed in a water. How it is immersed? This is the shape of the ice. This is the water surface. So here the 9 by 10th portion of the ice is immersed inside the water and only 1 by 10th portion of the ice is part of the ice is visible in the floating surface. Okay, what is the difficulty in this situation? We are not able to judge the size of the iceberg which is floating on the surface of water. Next one is effective density of ship. As you know that if iron is density is 7800 kilogram per meter cube, so it is easily sink inside the water. But even ship is also made up of iron, but still it is floating in the surface of water. What are the condition? How it is float? There are two condition is there. First one, the ship is made up of hollow space inside it. Okay, so first one, they have so many hollow space. Okay, so the hollow space is enclosed by the air molecules, so the effective density is decreasing. Second way, they are increasing the volume, so the shape is like that, isn't it? This is the shape. Because of the shape, the volume is increasing. If volume increasing means you know that density is decreasing. Why? Because density is equal to mass upon volume. So if volume increasing means density decreasing. By these two ways we are decreasing the effective density of ship. That's why it is easily float in a water surface. Okay. Next we go for submarine. You know that what is submarine? Submarine is also like a ship shape, but it is floating inside the water. Okay, dive inside the water. So if they want to come to the free level of the water, or if they want to dive, okay, there are possibilities there. How we are able to change the effective density of submarine when they want to rise or when they want to dive. Here we have one tank is there. The name of the tank is ballast tank. Okay, so in this tank here we have a 2 air compressor. If they want to rise the water free surface of the water, then the air is compressed inside the ballast tank, so the effective density is decreasing, so it is easily float on the water surface. If they want to dive inside the water, then this tank is filled with water. So if it is filled with water means the density is increasing. If density increasing means it is easily to sink inside the water. By this way submarine float and sink inside the water. And next one is fish. Fish is also looking like a submarine. They have a special organ, swim bladder. So if they want to rise to the top of the surface of water, then they are suck the air inside the bladder, so their volume is little bit increasing, so the effective density is decreasing. So they easily move to the surface of the water. If they want to dive inside the water, then they are forcing the air from bladder to outside, so the effective density is increasing, so it is easily sink inside the water. So like that the fish is moving inside the water. So next point is lactometer and acid battery hydrometer. In inverter we are using acid. So if you want to check the purity of acid or purity of milk, we are using the instrument name is called lactometer for checking the purity of milk and acid battery to check the purity of acid. These two are working according to the principle of flotation. In last class, we are going to see about what are the benefit of lactometer and what is the structure of the lactometer. Next, helium and hydrogen balloon. So in functions we are using balloons, isn't it? Helium and hydrogen balloon. They are rising in the sky. How it is rising? Because the helium and hydrogen density is less than the density of air. So it easily rise in the sky. So this is about principle of flotation. So next, in ship, the skull of the ship, they are drawing one line. This line is called plimsoll line. Okay, so why they are drawing this line? Because double L. Okay, why they are drawing this line? This is indication of loading the ship. So if we are loading the ship, you know that if you want to export something, we are exporting in a container. So we are loading the container in a ship. So if they are loading the container, then the ship is sink inside. So when the water is touches the plimsoll line, that is an indication. So we want to stop loading the ship. So if we are loading the ship more and more, then what happen? It will sink or it will overturn into the water. Okay, that is an indication of plimsoll line in that. And one more point, lactometer. Okay, now we are going to draw the lactometer. This is one stem is there. Here we have one floating bulb. Here we have one gravity bulb. This gravity bulb is filled with lead balls. Here we have one handle. So if we are inside the milk, here it is indicating 1040, 1030, 1020. Here it is 1000. Okay. If it is float inside the milk, then the level is float up to this level 1040, then the milk is pure milk. If it is float up to 1020 or 1030 or 1020, then 25% or 50% of milk water is added in the milk. If it is floating nearly equal to 1000, that means it is not at all a milk, it is full of water. As you know that nowadays milkmen adding water in a milk for their benefit, isn't it? So we want to check whether the milk is pure or it will contain some water through this lactometer. So up to this we are complete the chapter.